What's up, guys? So, welcome to another episode of Precal Buddies. So, the lesson for today is hyperbola. So, what is an hyperbola? So, we have Bea.
So, what is hyperbola? A hyperbola is a set of a planar point such that the difference in its distance from two fixed points is constant. Back to you, Heidi.
Thank you, Bea. But now, for the parts and the properties of the hyperbola. Carl, can you have it?
Thank you, Jaime. A hyperbola like the ellipse has two axes of symmetry, two foci, two vertices, and two lattice recta. Back to you, Jaime.
Thank you, Carl. But now, let's start to solve few problems. Junea, let's go.
Okay, let's start.
Sample number 1. So our given is y squared over 9 minus x squared over 7 equals 1. Therefore, h equals 0 and k equals 0. So how we're gonna find a squared? So was 9, the square root 9, that's how we find letter A. Our letter A will become 3. Then how we find b squared, bring down 7, square root it, and how we find b. B equals 2.65. Lastly, how do we find c squared? Yes, we will just add a squared plus b squared. So therefore 9 plus 7 equals 16. Square root 16, that's how we find c. Then our c is equals to 4. That's how we find our h and k, a, b, and c. Next, for the asymptotes. Let's start for the asymptotes. Okay, how do we find asymptotes? First, y squared over 9 equals x squared over 7. So first, let's get a square root y squared over 9. And square root 2, x squared over 7. Then it will become y over 3 and x over 2.65. After that, y1 equals 3x 2.65. Then y2 equals negative 3x 2.65. That's how we will gonna find the asymptotes. Okay, let's graph it now. Okay, let's start. So we have the vertical hyperbola. We have the x-axis and the y-axis. So first, our C equals 0, 0. That's our center. That's actually the H and K. Then A was 3. Is 3. The next one, 2, 3 also. That's how we find A. Next, after we found the A, next we will gonna find letter B. So our B is 2.65. So 2.65. You will gonna find it in x-axis. 2.65. Okay, for letter C. So you will count 1, 2, 3, 4 dot, then 1, 2, 3, 4 from the center. That's how you find letter C. Okay, next is then put the two vertices from y-axis, positive and negative. Next, put the dotted line that will square it. But first, let's put v1 equals 0, the center, and 3. v2 equals 0 and -3. Next, for the foci, f1 equals 0, 4, then f2 equals 0, -4. Next is, we will put some dotted line that will make the square. Let's do it. Dot it. Then after that, from the center, slant, then slant again. That will form X. That's how we find our vertical hyperbola. Then the asymptotes, we have y equals 3x over 2.65. Then y equals negative 3x over 2.65. And that's our vertical hyperbola. Sample number 2. We have x squared positive 6x plus y squared positive 4y equals -5. Then, let's make x and y in different parentheses. So we have x squared positive 6x positive 9 and y squared positive 4y plus 4. What we add in here was be added in -5. And now let's simplify x squared positive 6x positive 9. Then it will become x positive 3 squared, and y squared positive 4y positive 4 will become y positive 2 squared. And the answer in -5 plus 9 plus 4 is 8. Then it will be divided in x positive 3 squared and y positive 2 and 8. Therefore, the answer is x positive 3 squared and 8 plus y positive 2 squared 8 equals 1. Next, how we find h and k. First, our h will be -3 and k will be -2. Next, a squared, b squared, c squared, and the abc. A squared will be the 8, square root 8, how we find letter a. So our letter a will be 2.83. As same as letter a squared, it will become b squared, a equals 8, then square root 8 equals how we find letter b, then our b will become 2.83. Next, letter c squared. Next, c squared, how we find it, we need to add a squared plus b squared. So the answer is 16. Square root 16, that's how we find letter c. Next, let's graph this equation. Okay, let's find horizontal hyperbola. Okay, first, let us find our center. That is actually the h and k. So our center is -3 and -2. Next, let us find our letter A. So our letter A is 2.83. It is on the left side of our center and on the right side of our center. Got it? Next, letter B. 2.83 also. It is an upper of our center and downward in our center. Next, our letter C. Letter C is 4. 4 is actually our foci. That's our letter C. That's our foci. Then put a mark like this and box it like what I did today. Next, x is slant. That how we did. So that's how we find our horizontal hyperbola in graph. Next, let's write v1 equals negative 17, 2, and v2 equals negative 5.83 and negative 2. Next is f1 equals 1 and negative 2, and f2 equals 7 and negative 2. That's how they're v1, v2, f1, and f2. That's all for horizontal hyperbola. Okay, let's start for sample number 3. The given is y minus 2 squared over 8 minus x minus 5 squared over 4. So we have h and k. Our h will be 2 and k will be 5. Our a squared is 8. Square root 8. How we find a? That is 2.83. B squared will be 4. Square root 4 will be 2. That was our b. C squared, just add a squared plus b squared. That's how we find our c squared. Then our c squared will be a square root. Then the answer of our c squared is 12. The square root of 12 is 3.46. That's the After we find our a squared, b squared, c squared, and our a, b, and c, let's find our asymptotes. So, our given y negative 2 squared over 8 equals x negative 5 squared over 8. So, we will gonna square root this 2 given. Therefore, it will become y negative 2 over 2.83 equals x negative 5 over 2. And our y2 equals 283 squared over 2x minus 5. Then y equals 2.83 over 2x minus 5 plus 2. Then y equals 2.83x over 2 minus 14.15 over 2 equals plus 6.83 over 2 equal. So therefore our y will be 2.83x 2 minus 20.98 over 2. Then therefore our y squared will be negative 2.83x over 2 and 20.98 2. So that's how we find the asymptotes. Okay, let's start for the asymptotes. We have our graph, our x-axis, and our y-axis. So we have now our h and k, a, b, and c. First, let's find our center, 2 and 5. Next is letter A. Same length. Next is letter C, 3.46. Next is our letter B. And now let's put this line ends dotted and slant X in the center. So therefore our V1 will be 2 and 7.83 and V2 will be 2 and 2.17. Next our F1 will be 2 and 8.46, and their f2 will be 2 and 1.54. And now let's put the asymptotes. For y1, you have 2.83x over 2 and negative 20.98 over 2, and for y squared will be negative 2.83x 2 plus 20.98. That's all.